A few days ago, some highly optimistic claims about a supposed Galaxy S26 leak appeared online, but these statements conflicted with several reliable leaks that have emerged over the past few months. A leaker at Chun 8888, who had shared information based on debug tests, essentially early tests for what is now nearing the final stage of the Galaxy S26 Ultra, reported new details as the device moves closer to mass production. Meanwhile, Ice Universe added comments about the widely discussed 60-watt fast charging based on these same test results. Another source at SPYGO 19726, who claims access to internal documents and discussions with engineers, has suggested that Samsung's Exynos 2600 chipset could play an important role in camera performance improvements. According to Chun, the Galaxy S26 Ultra's camera sensor configuration in the debug testing is as follows: 200-megapixel HP2 main sensor, 50-megapixel JN3 ultra-wide, 12-megapixel 5K3 LD3X telephoto, 50-megapixel IMX854 periscope 5X, 12-megapixel IMX874 front camera. The main difference compared to the S25 Ultra is the switch from the older 10-megapixel 3X sensor with a 1/1.39 size to the newer 12-megapixel K3 D sensor. The rest of the setup remains the same as the S25 Ultra. Ice Universe reaffirmed that he has consistently stated the device would support 60-watt charging, not 45-watt, and now the test data confirms this. According to him, the S26 Ultra has indeed made notable improvements in charging speed. Additionally, at SPYGO 19726 claims the Exynos 2600 will deliver major upgrades in camera processing. The chip is said to support up to a 320-megapixel main sensor and offer enhanced HDR and RAW capture capabilities. Even if Samsung does not include a 320-megapixel sensor in the S26 Ultra, the improved image processing should still result in much better low-light performance, higher detail levels, and more accurate colors in final photos. Ice Universe compared the display panels of the S25 Ultra and S26 Ultra side by side. The S26 Ultra appears slightly taller and narrower, which could enhance comfort during one-handed use. The corners are also more rounded than the sharper edges seen on the S25 Ultra, giving the device a softer and more updated design. Ice Universe also shared a new comparison video between the Galaxy S25 Ultra and the upcoming Galaxy S26 Ultra, and the biggest change is once again the display. The bezels are another noticeable change. Earlier renders showed extremely thin and perfectly uniform bezel, which seemed almost unrealistic. The updated renders still feature slim bezel, but they appear more practical and balanced, consistent with Samsung's recent flagship designs. The frame has also been refined. Instead of a completely flat profile with sharp edges, the newer design adds a slight curve, making the phone more comfortable to hold. According to Ice Universe, this adjustment is likely aimed at improving ergonomics. We also get a comparison between the Galaxy S26 Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This image reveals that the iPhone 17 Pro Max will have more rounded corners than Samsung's upcoming device. Recently, discussions have surfaced about a potential price increase, a tough call for Samsung, as higher prices could impact overall sales. However, it seems this decision may not be entirely within Samsung's control. A new report from South Korea indicates that rising component costs across the industry are making a price hike for the Galaxy S26 series almost unavoidable. According to a recent Samsung Electronics report, chipset prices have risen by 12% compared to last year's average, while camera module costs are up by 8%. Mobile DRAM prices have also surged by 16% since the first quarter of this year. This could help explain why Samsung prioritized developing its own Exynos 2600 for the Galaxy S26 series, as it's expected to be more cost-effective than sourcing Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon chip. If the price increase does occur, it's expected to fall between $50 and $100, consistent with Samsung's typical adjustments during past generational upgrades. According to Ice Universe on X, images of what appeared to be tempered glass protectors for the Galaxy S26, Galaxy S26 Plus, and Galaxy S26 Ultra have been shared. From the image, it's clear that all three protectors feature rounded corners, indicating that the displays of each model will follow the same design approach, something previously suggested by earlier renders. The protectors also imply that all three devices will have uniformly sized bezels, which appear to be extremely slim. However, whether they are thinner than the bezels on the Galaxy S25 series remains uncertain. That comparison can only be confirmed once we have exact measurements or a direct side-by-side evaluation after Samsung officially unveils the new lineup. According to tipster Jason C., Samsung's next-gen Exynos 2600 is a serious upgrade built on the company's advanced 2-in-GAA process. It features a 10-core CPU setup with a 3.8 GHz prime core, 3 cores at 3.26 GHz, and 6 at 2.76 GHz. The chip delivers up to 30% better AI and NPU performance, a brand new GPU design, and improved cooling with Samsung's new Heat Pass block system. Early Geekbench 6 results show around 3,300 in single-core and 11,200 in multi-core performance, putting it right up there with Apple and Qualcomm's best. Jason also shared some big updates about the Galaxy S26 lineup. The entire series is getting upgraded telephoto cameras, while the S26 Ultra will feature a larger main sensor with a wider aperture. All models will now use M14 QHD displays for sharper visuals, and Samsung is reportedly testing a larger battery exceeding 5,000 mAh. And here's the most interesting part. The Exynos 2600 may not be limited to the base or plus versions. Jason suggests even the Ultra could run on it in select regions, marking a strong comeback for Samsung's in-house chip. If these leaks hold true, the Galaxy S26 Ultra could set a new standard. Faster, cooler, sharper, and smarter than anything Samsung has built before. According to tipster Jason C., Samsung has officially confirmed AI and camera upgrades for the Galaxy S26 series, though he warned of a potential price increase tied to the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip. This suggests Samsung is going all in on performance and imaging, even if it means a higher price tag this time. Meanwhile, a detailed report from Notebook Check reveals that Samsung is finally making significant improvements to its telephoto system. The 3x optical zoom lens, which previously used a smaller 10-megapixel sensor, is being replaced with a larger 12-megapixel one, measuring 1/2.55 inches compared to the old 1/3.52-inch sensor. This change should greatly enhance light capture, clarity, and detail, especially in low-light situations. But the real excitement lies in the 5x periscope telephoto lens. Leaks suggest it's being upgraded to a 50-megapixel sensor, possibly featuring a wider f/2.9 aperture versus f/3.4 on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That means brighter zoom shots, reduced noise, and sharper detail even when zoomed in from a distance. As for the main camera, Samsung seems to be retaining its 200-megapixel sensor, but insiders hint at a larger overall sensor size, possibly around 1/1.1 inch, to allow even more light and richer dynamic range. The ultra-wide camera is also rumored to jump to 50 megapixels, ensuring high-quality results across every lens. If these leaks turn out to be accurate, Samsung may once again reclaim its title as the smartphone camera king. According to tipster Jukin and Jason C., they have leaked Geekbench benchmark scores for the Exynos 2600 chip. According to a test conducted on October 29, the scores are single-core score 3455, multi-core score 11,621. These are very strong results, putting the chip in direct competition with Apple's M19 Pro and Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, the other chip rumored for the S26 Ultra. The leak also mentions the chip has a prime core clocked at 3.80 GHz. According to tipster Ice Universe, he shared the same benchmark scores with the simple caption, "Good," signifying his approval and lending credibility to the strong performance of the chip. In another tweet, Jason C. references Samsung's 2025 earnings conference call and states that Samsung has not yet confirmed Exynos for the S26 series. The quote from Samsung says, "We have a clear standard for customer experience in flagship products. It is difficult to confirm inclusion in the flagship's 26 lineup for next year." According to Tipster, Battle has laid out two possible scenarios that depend on the processor, which will directly impact the price. If the S26 Ultra ships with Exynos in some regions and Snapdragon in others, there will be no price increase. If Samsung skips Exynos for the Ultra and uses only the Snapdragon chip, there could be an up to $150 price increase. Minimum $100 increase. Fattle also clarified that in both scenarios, the phone is expected to get an upgraded display M14 privacy panel and improved cameras. He also warned, don't get your hopes up for a new Bluetooth S Pen. CID states that the S26 series will have new cameras, and that this is probably why the delay is happening. He believes there is no way they're keeping the same sensors from 2022. Let's wait and see what the Galaxy S26 Ultra truly delivers when it officially launches. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Peace out.